What if the person you've loved and trusted for nearly half a century was living a completely different life right beside you, and you never once suspected? Not a single clue. Not in 48 years of shared mornings, shared silences, shared everything. What would that do to your heart when the mask finally slipped? The front door clicked shut that morning with its usual soft finality, but something felt off. The second Ryan and Sophia stepped inside, too early, too polished, too rehearsed. My husband Victor and I had raised our son in this coastal cottage. We'd weathered every storm here. Yet as they set down coffee and muffins with those bright, careful smiles, I felt the first cold finger of unease trace down my spine. Because sometimes, the people who know you best are the ones who can hurt you the deepest. "Mom, Dad," Ryan began, voice gentle in that way that made my stomach knot. "We've been real worried. You both look exhausted lately." Sophia rested her hand over mine, warm, practiced, familiar. The house is getting hard to manage. The stairs, the yard, all the memories weighing you down. We found Ocean Crest Haven. Private suites, ocean views, staff, 24/7. You'd never have to worry about a thing again. But paradise always comes with fine print, and when Ryan casually dropped the number, nearly $9,000 a month, my coffee turned bitter on my tongue. This cottage wasn't just a house. It was where Ryan learned to walk on the deck, where we taught him to skip stones off the bluff, where we said goodbye to our golden retriever under the rose bush one rainy summer. Selling it felt like erasing pieces of who we were. "And who pays for that kind of peace?" I asked quietly. Ryan looked at the table. Sophia answered smoothly. "The cottage sells for enough to cover it. The equity's there. The rest gets managed for your care." Victor set his mug down with slow, deliberate care. "We ain't sellin', and we ain't leavin'." The kitchen went still. Sophia's smile froze, then cracked, just enough to show the steel underneath. Ryan sighed, like we were the unreasonable ones. "Dad, the doctor already noted some memory issues. Confusion. It's time for a proper evaluation." "Which doctor?" I pressed. "Dr. Harlan," Sophia said softly. "The one we recommended. He thinks we shouldn't wait." Victor's jaw tightened. I saw that old fire spark in his eyes, the same one that used to flare when a blueprint didn't line up right. But he said nothing. Yet. They moved quicker than I expected. Ryan suggested we rest in the downstairs study while they handled a few calls. Before I could argue, the door locked from the outside. Sophia's voice floated through the wood, calm and clinical. "Just until the doctor arrives. We want this smooth." I pounded once. "Ryan! Open this door right now." Silence. Footsteps fading. My chest squeezed so tight I could hardly breathe. Tears stung. "Victor, they're trapping us like we're dangerous." He pulled me close, arms steady even though I felt him trembling. "Breathe, darlin'. Slow. In. Out." His voice cracked. Just once. Raw fear bleeding through the calm he was forcing for me. "They think this room's a cage. It ain't." He knelt by the old oak floorboards near the bookshelf, the ones he'd always shrugged off when I complained they were uneven. My heart hammered. "What are you doing? Remember when I wouldn't let anybody touch this section? Said it was fine as is?" I nodded, throat dry. "'Cause it is." His fingers found a hidden seam. A soft click. The floor lifted smooth, silent like it had been waiting decades for this moment. Below, narrow stairs descending into clean white light. LEDs flickered on automatically. Modern. Clean. Secret. Impossible. I sucked in a breath so sharp it burned. Victor. How long? 26 years, he said, voice heavy with regret and something deeper relief maybe, or dread. I never wanted you to carry this. And right there, when the floor opened and the hidden world appeared beneath our feet, when everything I thought I knew about my husband cracked wide open, that's when I knew this story was about to change you too. If you're already leaning in, heart racing, wondering what secrets could possibly hide under 48 years of marriage, drop a quick comment right now. Tell me where you're listening from tonight. Your quiet flat in the city? A late night drive? Every word you leave pushes this story to someone else who needs to hear it. And if it's gripping you, smash that like button. Because what Victor shows me next might make you question every quiet moment in your own life. Let's keep going. We went down. The space was small, but obsessively neat. Steel shelves lined with labeled binders, dual monitors on a desk, a beefy safe bolted to the concrete. No cobwebs. Everything looked lived in. Recent. He sealed the hatch above us. The study outside disappeared. We were alone in his hidden life. Victor, I whispered, tears already spilling over. What in God's name have you been hiding from me? He sat heavy in the desk chair, shoulders rounding like the years finally caught up all at once. I didn't take early retirement because I was burned out. I disappeared after the bridge went down and 9941 souls lost. I was lead structural, flagged the bad supports 3 separate times. They cut corners to save cash. When it collapsed, they pinned it on me, forged my approvals, threatened you, threatened Ryan. He was just a kid, 12 years old. If betrayal from strangers hurts, how much deeper does it cut when it comes from the ones who should protect you most? The grief hit me like a rogue wave. Sorrow for those families, white-hot fury at the people who did it, and this crushing heartbreak that my husband had carried, the guilt and the fear alone for decades. You lived with that nightmare every single day so we wouldn't have to? Ever stop to wonder what burdens the people you love are carrying in silence just to keep your world spinning? I started collecting instead. He opened a binder. Emails, reports, money trails snaking back to Apex Structures, the outfit that rose from the ashes and now owned half the infrastructure contracts on the East Coast. Every payoff, every engineer who got accidented, every hush job. I built a mountain of proof. Backups stashed in places they'll never find. If anything happens to me, it all drops automatically. Tears streamed hot down my cheeks. And Ryan? Victor's eyes filled deep, aching pain. Found the trail about a year back. Gambling debts north of 400 grand. Sophia's bank moves, small ones at first, then routed through ghost companies. Apex dangled a lifeline, wiped the slate clean if Ryan helped get control of the cottage. Power of attorney, then Ocean Crest Haven. What if the child you raised became the very threat you never saw coming? How far would greed twist a family bond? I gripped the desk so hard my knuckles bleached white. Rage boiled up through the grief, burning my throat. They were gonna quietly get rid of us? Make it look natural? He nodded, voice breaking. Turnovers sky high there. Assets move fast. Heart failure. Stroke. Old age. Imagine discovering that care was just a pretty word for something far darker. Would it change how you see every kind gesture? The betrayal cut deeper than anything I'd ever felt. My own boy. The kid who used to crawl into our bed after nightmares, who'd hug me so tight I could feel his heartbeat, now selling us out for a clean slate. I wanted to scream, to smash something, to demand he look me in the eyes and explain how he could do this. But Victor's hand covered mine, warm, steady, and pulled me back from the edge. "Ellie," he said soft, "we don't fight stupid. We fight smart, with the truth. But what truth awaits when you peel back the layers? And are you ready for the pain it brings?" Upstairs, voices. Ryan's tight, nervous. Sophia was gone. Victor pulled up the hidden camera feed. She'd bolted. 2 hard-looking guys in dark jackets showed up instead. Apex muscle. They tore through the study, prying boards, cursing when they found nothing. What if the danger wasn't just locked doors, but shadows closing in from every side? Victor pulled a satellite phone from the safe. "It's time." He dialed. A woman's voice answered, cool, professional. Identity confirmed. Teams 40 minutes out. FBI. Quietly cultivated over years. I grabbed his arm, terror and love crashing together inside me. "We leave together. I'm not leaving you here." Ever faced a moment where love demands the impossible, and survival means letting go? He shook his head, eyes shining wet. "There's a service tunnel, old one that runs to the neighbor's shed 3 houses down. Take the drive." He pressed a small encrypted USB into my palm. "Everything's on here, go." "No." My voice cracked, desperate. "I won't abandon you. Not after everything." He cupped my face, thumbs brushing my tears. "You live, darling. That's how we win. For us. For the people they buried under concrete and paperwork. What sacrifices would you make to protect the truth? And what if it cost you everything?" Heavy boots thundered closer, voices barking. "It's gotta be down here." Victor shoved me toward the tunnel mouth, narrow, damp earth smell hitting me like a slap. I crawled in sobbing, knees scraping raw, heart shattering with every inch. Behind me, chaos. Shouts, metal clanging, then sirens. Faint at first, then screaming closer. But in the darkness, would the light at the end be salvation? Or just more heartbreak? I burst out into moonlight in an empty garage, gasping, clutching the drive like a lifeline. Red and blue lights painted the bluff. Agents swarmed the cottage. 3 months later, I stood in federal court, hands ice cold, stomach in knots. Ryan sat at the defense table, thinner, eyes sunken, never once looking my way. I took the stand anyway. Told it all. The fake concern morning visit. The locked door. The secret room. Ocean crests, ugly numbers. Over 200 families left asking why their loved ones didn't make it past a year. What if justice wasn't just a word, but a mirror forcing you to face the monsters in your own family? When I got to Victor's part, the decades he spent in silence so we could have normal Thanksgivings, normal summers, I broke. The gallery broke with me. A woman stood up shaking, tears streaming. My dad went in healthy. 8 months later, he was gone. They took the house, the savings, everything. Ever realized your pain is just one thread in a web of suffering, and speaking up could unravel it all? Ryan's voice when he spoke was small, cracked. I thought I didn't have any other way out. Sophia flipped fast, gave names, routes, dates for a lighter sentence. Classic Sophia, always knew how to land on her feet. Sentencing came. Ryan got years. Apex higher-ups started dropping like flies. The judge tied to the cover-ups got cuffed in his chambers a month later. But what if winning the battle leaves you wondering if the war ever truly ends? Outside the courthouse, the sun felt too bright, too warm. I didn't feel victorious, just quiet, hollowed out, grieving the boy I raised, grieving the husband who'd carried hell alone so I wouldn't have to. But no more blaming myself. Love doesn't give anyone a free pass to destroy you. Ask yourself, where does forgiveness end and self-preservation begin? These days, at 71, I talk at senior centers, libraries, Zoom calls. I tell folks the red flags, the too sweet offers of help, the pressure over property, the smiles that never touch the eyes. I say it plain. Question everything. Read the fine print. Trust that little voice in your gut even when it's screaming. Age doesn't make you weak. Staying quiet does. What silent truths in your life might be waiting for you to finally speak them aloud? Some nights I sit out on the bluff, waves pounding below, and feel Victor right there. Not ghost stuff, just the steadiness he left in me. The clarity. Family's different now, broken in places that won't ever heal right. But I don't regret speaking up. If I'd stayed silent, I'd still be wondering what I could have done different. Now I know. And maybe, just maybe, this story makes you wonder too. What hidden doors in your world are waiting to be opened? Every morning I look in the mirror at the gray-haired woman staring back and feel something close to peace. Not because everything's fixed, because I finally stopped bowing my head. If this story reached inside you, stirring up questions about trust, family, or the secrets we all keep, tell me where you're hearing it from. A little coastal town? Some high-rise in the city? Drop it in the comments. Your thoughts might spark something profound for someone else. Like it. Subscribe. We got more stories worth telling. Ones that'll make you think twice about the life you're living. Thank you for staying till